Yesterday on our show, we told you we had seen 3 indicators which point to the fact that we're entering the most insane altcoin cycle of our lives. And later that day, we got confirmation. Today, we're going to show you another confirmation that we are in the midst of the most rampant alt season of our lives. In fact, we're probably not going to see an alt season like this in our entire generation. So the idea behind this is to make as much Bitcoin as possible in the alt season. And today, we're going to teach you how to make Bitcoin in this alt season as opposed to making garbage, trashy US dollar shitcoins. I'm Crypto Man Run, and I come to you twice a day, at least every single day. If you're new to our channel, welcome to the best channel in all the interwebs. Maybe we're not the biggest in terms of subscribers, but we certainly do have the most loyal subscriber base in the world. And that's actually what YouTube told us in terms of our statistics. So in terms of our statistics, we know that our subscribers are much more loyal than any other subscriber in the world. Because if you look at the number of views we get versus the number of subscribers, it just shows that you guys love the show. And once you subscribe to our channel, you're here to stay. So we want to give something back to you guys. And how we do that is we gave you guys the Banter bags. And for those of you who have been living under a rock, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, comment, share, do all of those good things. And I'll tell you why. Because we took $10,000 and we put the $10,000 in what we call the Banter bags. And we invested the $10,000 in pre-market allocations. And those pre-market allocations started to come to market and started to do 50x and 20x and 100x and 5x. And the Banter bags just started growing. Then what we did was we took some profits and we started to reinvest the profits into the Banter bags again. And so we're now in a position where the Banter bags keep growing and growing and growing. And we've started to select winners, and we will be giving away the bags to the community when we hit 250,000 subscribers. So we're going to start picking some winners. You'll tell us whether it's going to be 3 winners, 100 winners, 10 winners. And we'll start picking them. And when we get to 250,000 subscribers, we will give the Banter bags to the community. And in fact, yesterday we selected our first winner. And turns out that this winner is from Ghana. He's a Ghanaian. And if you know anything about Africa, you know that the Banter bags is life-changing money. His name's Christian Z. There's a photo of him. We actually are trying to get him onto the show. But he is our first winner. And like we said yesterday, we still haven't decided whether it's going to be 3 people, 10 people, 100 people. It won't be more than 100 and it won't be less than 3. We can promise you that. And we're going to be selecting people who watch the show live, but also people who don't watch the show live. Because remember, we are monitoring the activity of likes and shares and everything else. So if you don't win live, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get selected. We are going to select other people, just randomly subscribers from the community. So how do you enter? How do you start making life-changing money? Well, simple. Sit on the sofa, do nothing. Sit on the sofa and do nothing, except hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And, well, that's how you enter yourselves into the Banter bags. So, guys, big. People have told me, like, you're crazy. Why are you doing the Banter bags? Because I want to give back to you guys. We're all making money here. This is a bull market. And if we can change people's lives in our community, if we can do it by teaching you how to fish, we'll do it. If we can do it by giving you the Banter bags, we'll do it. If we can do it by negotiating life-changing deals with channel partners, we'll do it. Because really what we want to do is we want to change your lives. That's basically what we had to do. So speaking of changing your lives, yesterday we came to you and we said, look, there may be a once-in-a-lifetime or once-in-a-generation opportunity. And that is because we had seen 3 indicators that show us that we're breaking into this rampant phase of the crypto bull market, and specifically the altcoin bull market. The first indicator was the Bitcoin adoption and the health of Bitcoin. The second indicator was that the whales kept taking Bitcoin off exchanges. And the third one was that the BTC dominance had hit the pattern where it showed that it was going to break right through the lowest levels of 2017. Which means that not only are we going to see a rampant bull run like 2017, but remember that now the market is 3 or 4 times the size of a 2017 market. So we are in for an absolutely rampant bull market. what do you want to get out of this bull market? I mean, when you walk out of this bull market, you need to walk away with life-changing money. And the question is, what is life-changing money? Is life-changing money walking away with US dollar shitcoins? Or is life-changing money walking away with Bitcoin and ETH that will continue to grow? That's the big question. And for me, you know that my answer to these questions is you want to walk away with as many Bitcoin as possible, because Bitcoin will continue to grow at least for the next 10, 20, 30 years. So if that's the case, you want to walk away with as many Bitcoins as possible. And if you want to trade and increase your Bitcoin position, it requires a completely new mindset. You need to learn to trade differently and to accrue profits differently. And that is today that is what Sheldon and I are going to talk to you about today. Sheldon, my brother, how are you? Sheldon, we can't hear you. I think you're muted. There we go.
Can you hear me? There we go.
Sheldon, what's with the camo hat?
Oh, I think I'm the sniper, so we gotta at least have the look.
You got the sniper look. All right, Sheldon, first of all, let's talk about the principle of making more Bitcoin. Why is it so important to be accruing Bitcoin?
Well, end of the day, Ran, everyone thinks that this bull run is about making dollars. The difference is, even in a bear market, we can make dollars. The difference, obviously, in a bull market is the massive change of Bitcoin fluctuating into the altcoins. We don't have that in a bear market. We don't have that in the normal market that we had in the last 2-3 years. The last time we had this sort of market was obviously 2017. So the main understanding of a bull run is not dollars. It's you have an opportunity to make Bitcoin. It's one of the strongest currencies in the world. The problem is everyone is so trained to this USDT and all of that thing, but you're not actually seeing the clear picture in front of you that this dominance hasn't stopped dropping. So even though we had a USDT drop in the market in the last week or so, everyone's actually been making Bitcoin, and we don't even know that. And that's exactly what I want to show today, that yes, we've had a USDT drop, but we've been building our Bitcoin. And at the end of the day, what's going to be worth a hell of a lot more in the future? So the difference, and having a look at dominance, is the opportunities we have to build this does not come often. It doesn't come. It comes every few years that we have the opportunity to get so much Bitcoin out of the market into the altcoins. Meaning by just holding the right altcoins, you are making Bitcoin because the money is getting fluctuated out. And you can see the last, when is it from? Basically from the end of, basically the beginning of this year, the 1st of Jan. You can see the amount of Bitcoin that has been fluctuated back into the altcoins. Now we're looking huge. We're looking from 73% all the way down to 50. So we're looking at 25% or so that's been built into the alt markets. And what's lovely about it is it's not all the alts that just go berserk at once. Is each altcoin, well, different altcoins go at specific times, which means you can continuously fluctuate from altcoin to altcoin and continue making Bitcoin because they're not all going the same time. Now, what I mean by that is we've had a 25% or 30% drop in dominance into the alts, but that means that everyone could have made 30% Bitcoin. Okay, if you think of it in that way. But that's not correct because the alts have been running at different times, which means by being in Litecoin at one stage, you could have made 30% Bitcoin. Then you could have moved your coins into Ethereum and made another 30% more Bitcoin. And then you could have moved it into Chainlink and made another 40% Bitcoin. Because they're not all going at once, we are able to continuously move to these coins to continue building our Bitcoin. And you know what? I believe you can 10x your Bitcoin in this market. That's what I believe. And I think in this year, 10x, 20x, 30, your Bitcoin, which is massive, you know, for especially for guys that come in and can't afford one Bitcoin. You know what? You can start off with 0.1 of a Bitcoin and end up having 3 Bitcoin. And you know what happens if Bitcoin is a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 coin in the next 5 years? You have just accumulated something that is going to bring you true wealth in the future. And I think that's the opportunity in a bull run. It's not the dollars.
So how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we do it? Tell us give us the wisdom, because it's all very well that you're telling us, oh, we can make Bitcoin, but tell me how to make Bitcoin.
Well, the simplicity of making Bitcoin is just being at the right coin when Bitcoin is obviously when this dominance is dropping. So what I do mean by that is I've clearly stated out today all the BTC pairs. And if you look at this today, guys, over this whole market and this dump we've had in the last, look what these coins are accumulating you Bitcoin-wise. Firstly, injective protocol. Well done. Yes, we got that spot on. Look at that. It's booming. Not only did it make USDT, but it also made us a good amount of Bitcoin. It made us, if you were just in injector. Yeah.
Let's show the guys how much injective did on USDT and also how much it did on Bitcoin. So let's show them the two charts and actually show them the difference between trading a pair in USDT and then trading the same pair in Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, there we go. So these were obviously the two zones that we gave. It was the first initial zone, and then we gave the top-up zone the other day when we already saw that first candle. And we said, just come and test support. Look how beautifully it just comes and tests support and then shot its way up. So having a look at that, we've already had tremendous growth. I'll even take it from the second zone. Since then, 43% up on your USDT, which is great. But in the same time, Bitcoin has also been coming down. I'll even take it from the second.
Hold on.
Echo.
You know what that means? You know what happens? You know what it means when the echo comes on? It means that there's not enough likes. That's what's happening here. So I'm watching the likes, and I can see that there's 7,000 people watching the show and 4,000 likes. Guys, smash those likes. Give us some love. Let's spread this content. Yesterday, you managed to get the views up to 10,000 live viewers. We're in 6,500 now. You want more viewers? Smash the like. You'll see the viewers will come automatically because that's how YouTube shares the content. So also, you had no excuse not to buy injective yesterday. I called it. Sheldon called it. I showed you that they're the smartest VCs in the world. People like Mark Cuban, people like Polychain Capital, people like Banter. They bought injective at a market capitalization of $1 billion. The market capitalization yesterday when we called it on the show was $180 million. That means there was a 5x in injective protocol. Sheldon called it on his show. I called it later on my show, and I told you exactly what to do. What did it do after we called it?
Huge, friend. If we have a look at, but we actually been calling this for 3 days. I remember even us calling this on Saturday, and Saturday we were sitting in these ranges. But even if we just take it from yesterday's views, from yesterday alone, 30%, 25% from yesterday alone. Obviously, the last 3 days, 45, 50%, and it's the same with the Bitcoin, which is powerful if you understand that you've actually grown a major strong currency. If we're looking from the 20th, 2 days. From that, you would have increased your Bitcoin by 76%. If we even have a look at the top, so if we measure from the top, from that move to the top, you would have basically doubled your Bitcoin, 95%. If we look at just from where we are right now, 70% of your Bitcoin. I don't think people understand the power of that, right? And yes, we make dollars. Who cares about dollars? To make 70% Bitcoin? On what you put it is
absolutely insane. I just don't have any other words.
No, it's mind-blowing. And I think for the guys that are still, so when you go look in your Binance and that, you got everything to the BTC pair. So you got your USDT. So you'll see when you go into your markets and that, they'll give you the options there. You either choose your USDT pairs, your BTC pairs, all of that. Now, obviously, BTC works in Satoshi. So the numbers are going to maybe confuse you a bit. But the simplest way to do this is you need to obviously calculate, you need to have Bitcoin if you're going to trade to the pair. So what I mean by that, if you're trading to let's say injective to the BTC pair, you're going to take your Bitcoin, you're going to select the INJ to the BTC pair, and then you're able to use your Bitcoin to buy injective. Now, the main thing that you need to take focus on is how much Bitcoin that you have when you are buying that injective. So if we call now to tell you to buy, because I got a few BTC ones that I want us to get in, is I had half a Bitcoin or 0.01 of a Bitcoin. Okay, you need to now jot that down. You have that in play. You will have it in your history and that, but it's best for you to jot it down. Great. Then you would have seen that if you bought, you would have taken your 0.1 Bitcoin, you would have bought injective. 2 days later, you'll be sitting basically with 0.2 Bitcoin. So you will start to see, if you don't understand that yet, the Satoshis and the numbers on that, just focus on your Bitcoin count. Focus on how much Bitcoin you started with, and when you took profits, how much Bitcoin are you with now? And once you've sold back into Bitcoin, we then move to the next altcoin, because all of these are going to calm down.
The best one to look at, I think. So we've looked at injective. In fact, let's get past injective. So if I understand, let's see if my charting has gotten any better. If I look at injective right now, what it says is it's broken the trend. It's now in price discovery territory. I don't think injective has ever been anywhere near this level. And you've probably got a sell target. you probably wouldn't be buying this now, would you?
Not now, no. But there's a hell of a lot more. So the guys that have gotten it, hold on strong. You got a beautiful entry. You're going to about to make a lot of Bitcoin. But right now it's 50-50 mode, because at any point, we will have a look. But from where we entered to our result, which is one result there, and we got a next result at that level, we are sitting in the 50% region. So you don't ever want to be buying if we're sitting in the 50%. It just means we got a shift. You got 8,000 coins to choose from. So
yeah, we don't want to be there.
Exactly. So for the guys that got it, hold it strong. Now, where's the exciting one? Who's our king of altcoins? The one we've been talking about as well is this one, Ethereum. So this is big, guys. Remember, we were talking
right now.
we were talking
insane right now.
2 weeks ago. We were talking, and we were in this region.
Insane right now.
Ethereum
should
to
you
break
take
that.
it seriously, or should you not?
Look at this now, guys. We have just gotten the
discuss.
We have just gotten the breakout. You're having fun of this answer, right? So do you see the importance of what has just happened? Do you see what just has happened? Yeah, I see you having lots of fun there.
Okay, so this is just insane right now. This is just insane right now. You see that the Ethereum Bitcoin pair has broken. Now, let me tell you, without Sheldon telling you, let me tell you where this Ethereum Bitcoin pair is going. What does this mean? First of all, what does this mean? You need to trade out of Bitcoin and buy Ethereum. That is how to make the maximum money out of this trade. You need to take your Bitcoin, a portion of your Bitcoin, and you need to put them into Ethereum. And if this plays out, like I think it's going to play out, like Sheldon thinks it's going to play out, when we tell you to flip back, then you will make more Bitcoin. So where is this going? Before Sheldon tells you, there is, in my mind, a 0.5, 1 to 1.25x. So you could make 25 times your Bitcoin if this plays out like I think it's going to play out. All you need to do, you need to cash out your Bitcoin, swap them into Ethereum, and if this plays out like it should play out, when you swap back, you'll make 25 times your Bitcoin. Am I right, Sheldon?
100%. And we'll have a look at the big targets now. So to simplify this, guys, is we have trading portfolio, we have hodl portfolio. What I want us to do, because this is bull run time, it's Bitcoin making time. We're going to worry about dollars when the slower market comes, and that comes in the future, is whatever's in your trading portfolio, you need to look to turn that into Bitcoin now. And from Bitcoin, we are going to start buying these alts. The reason why I'm saying that is because you need to know how much Bitcoin you actually have. How much Bitcoin do I have? With all the dollars that I have sitting in my trading portfolio that I'm going to trade every day on these calls, how much Bitcoin do I actually own if I buy if I use those dollars to buy it? Now, from that, you want to get your Bitcoin value. And for the next 6 months, let's grow our damn Bitcoin. Let's build our Bitcoin. And when it's time for the market to turn back and to go think, then we go back to dollars and give a crap about dollars. But just by you understanding, and that's what's going to make power for you as well, is when the market turns and we have a 10% drop in the USDT, and you see that you haven't lost Bitcoin, you're going to see how your stress levels are going to go from here to here, because you haven't lost the main currency. You've actually only just, it's powerful.
Let's try this. Write down today how much money you have in Bitcoin. So take your Binance does this pretty well. If you're trading on Binance, it actually tells you the value of your entire portfolio in Bitcoin. So for those of you who don't have Binance or trading another exchange, write down what the value of your portfolio is today, and then divide it by the Bitcoin price and work out the value of the number of Bitcoin that you have. So let's say that your portfolio has in total 1 Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin or half a Bitcoin or whatever it is. Then follow this, and then every day keep track of the Bitcoin value of your portfolio. Now, the trick is not to make US dollars. The trick is to grow your Bitcoin value. Why? Because we think Bitcoin is going to grow faster than the US dollar. And if you watch my show later, I'm going to show you something absolutely scary. It'll blow your mind. It is the biggest scam that you have ever seen, and it's being conducted by the US government. And I'm going to show that to you on my show later. And you guys are being scammed. Yeah, you are being scammed, and you're being scammed by the US government, and you will never be able to sue them because this is the biggest scam in history. Sheldon. Show us where this is going.
Awesome, buddy. So obviously what I do see Ethereum hitting in this run is us getting all the way up to these levels. And if we have a look percentage wise from where we're sitting, you know, there's obviously a 6x. There's a lot more that can come from it, a 10x thing. We will see how that grows as we think. And we obviously got a lot of altcoins that are going to, remember that Ethereum's big as well. It's got a huge market cap. So there is the big sort of understanding that a 10x, 20x is possible, definitely with Ethereum.
Sheldon, go back to 2017. I want to show the guys where this ratio was. So guys, in 2017, and this is very important, in 2017, Bitcoin was the flavor of the day. And if you look at where this ratio was in 2017, you can see it at the top of the line over there. Now, just to get back to where we were in 2017, show the guys how much more upside there is.
Yeah, so firstly, having a look from the bottomed out point there that we've rallied up over there was obviously a 400% then. We are talking about a much larger market cap and a much bigger sort of amount that we're looking at now. But guys, that was the run. That was 2017 bull run. Okay, what was made? This shows you that it wasn't USDT. Yes, USDT, it comes naturally. If you build your Bitcoin, the USDT comes naturally. You don't even have to worry about the USDT. You shouldn't be worrying about that. It's that. Now, the little run that we've had now in the last few, does that look anywhere near that? Does that even look anywhere close? And if I just do this quick to show you the sort of projections that little move that we've had, does it look anywhere near it? And this one's going to be bigger. That's just using previous data. But does this little move that we've had look anywhere near the real push that we're having? The main thing is we are getting the high time frame indicators that we are starting. The time to build Bitcoin is now. And we can see that exactly with the dominance as well. We don't get it often. We've only had it 6 times. In the since the beginning of the data we've only had 6 times where we could have made a lot of Bitcoin. And 4 of the times were small zones. And we've only had 2 times ever where we've had large zones, which are these big zones here. And we've just entered the large zone again. So it's only the 2nd time ever that we are getting the chance to make massive amounts of Bitcoin. So I think that's a big thing for everyone to just know now. It's time for us to start getting into this. And like you said, how much Bitcoin have you got? And remember that when we see a turn from the BTC pairs, you're not going to be selling back into dollars. The only time we're going to sell back into dollars is when Bitcoin is showing us, okay, Bitcoin's really going to come down. So for now, I actually want us to stop caring so much about dollars. We want to, when we see that we have made Bitcoin, and we see, okay, we're going to have a retracement to the Bitcoin pair. You're going to sell your coins back into Bitcoin. Then when get a nice retracement and it's time to buy back, you're going to take your Bitcoin and we're going to buy the coins again. Only when we see that Bitcoin is unhealthy is when we're going to go back to the dollars. And just by that, your stress levels, everything's going to come down and you're going to start to see the natural effect of how your dollars grows on its own. Because for the first time, you're not worrying about the dollars. When you stop worrying about the dollars is when the dollars really start to grow. And it's just a simple mentality of understanding where we are in the market. So I think let's jump through a few here and see where we're sitting with a lot of these coins.
But the main thing is, guys, trade out of US dollars into Bitcoin and then trade out of your Bitcoin into Ethereum and then start monitoring how many more Bitcoin you're accruing. And if you want to know why, watch my show later today and I'm going to show you why it's so important that's how you change your mindset.
So having a look, and this is what I was saying, as much of the thing, look what has been playing out with Litecoin to Bitcoin. You know, look at this thing, guys. It is absolutely, this is beautiful accumulation. So you could see even from these small percentages to get to these zones, you can double to triple your Bitcoin just to these low levels. But, you know, to higher points of view, this thing goes over there, you know, 3 times, 4 times, and it can go a lot more. I even seen counts that can take us to 16. This is nothing. We are going to outdo that hugely. So for me to just say that we are going to just get to these zones, I think is very minimal, that we are going to get way higher and exceed it because there's so much more money in the market than what we had previously. So starting to understand that we are breaking, when we are talking about that dominance dropping that 52 level, we weren't sitting and telling you guys that we've made the breakout for USDT. We've made the breakout for making Bitcoin. So here is the great indication that Litecoin is looking for a beautiful trend for the next month hold on Litecoin. And we're starting to see that when Bitcoin is coming down, The alts are coming, but look how quick they recover. And Bitcoin doesn't recover fast. Bitcoin comes down and it hovers, where the altcoins come down and they bounce. And that's just showing that we are in the market to make Bitcoin. So Litecoin.
I've got to make this clear. The definition of alt season is not when altcoins run. That's not alt season. Yeah, that is, but not really. The definition of alt season is when altcoins run faster than Bitcoin. That is the definition of altcoin season.
Exactly.
And that is what we're in today. When we said to you yesterday that alt season, that we're seeing alt season, we didn't mean that it's the time when altcoins are going to run. We meant where it's a time where altcoins are going to smash the performance of Bitcoin. They're going to make the performance of Bitcoin look like a race between the turtle and the hare. Simple as that. So that is what alt season is about. What you need to do during alt season is accumulate more Bitcoin. Another thing that you need to do during alt season is ignore the Bitcoin maximalists. They are toxic. They live on Twitter. The only thing they know is Bitcoin, and they are closed-minded to everyone else. And whereas in a bear market, their strategy of holding Bitcoin may work, in a bull market, they give up on all these amazing returns. So these Bitcoin maximalists didn't capitalize on NFTs, didn't capitalize on DeFi. And they still hold strong. Rah, 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 Bitcoin only, Bitcoin only. Guys, look at the numbers. The numbers show you that your Bitcoin is being killed by the altcoins. There is a time and a place for everything. And the time and the place now is the time to be in altcoins. And it's in the big altcoins, the ones we told you, Ethereum, Litecoin, Chainlink, Injective Protocol. You need to be in those. Very, very soon, that cycle is going to move to smaller altcoins. Yesterday on my show, I gave you guys a whole lot of calls. I told you guys to buy. Let me quickly go and call up the calls from yesterday. I said to you guys, buy Injective Protocol. Injective Protocol up 41%. I said to you, buy Bird. Bird was up 80%. I said to you, buy Dart. Dart was up 70%. We are following the trends. You have to follow these trends with us. Take a small amount of money, dip your toes in, and follow the trends with us, because it seems like our calls during alt season are actually working. Sheldon, let's go do one or two more calls.
Yeah, just to finish up here. And so obviously the main ones, Ethereum is a big holder. You got to be holding Ethereum because it's going to make Bitcoin. And another thing to add to that, guys, is while we are making Bitcoin, I still see Bitcoin going up. It might be short-term retraces, which means you are collecting an asset that is still growing and you're making more of that asset. And I think how many of you now, and there's lots out there that can't afford a Bitcoin. You can only afford 0.1 Bitcoin. By doing this strategy, you're going to be able to make a Bitcoin, 2, 3. It's all up to, we're going to work with that to build Hammer. But the fact that you have the power that you can't afford it, but you can actually make it, guys, tell me the power of that. That's amazing.
Every one of the Crypto Banter's viewers deserves to own a full Bitcoin. Like every one of the Crypto Banter users deserves to own a full Bitcoin. We are on a mission to make sure that every one of our viewers owns at least one full Bitcoin. By listening to our show, by watching our shows every day, you're putting in enough effort to actually, you deserve to own one Bitcoin. So we have to make sure that you do it. And this is what we're teaching you today, to make your own Bitcoin.
Exactly. So Link looking brilliant. Same thing with Link here. I still think it's going to out-smash those previous highs completely. But just to those sort of targets shows you that you can 1.6x, you can nearly 2 times to 3 times your Bitcoin by holding Link for the while now. We will see as it progresses. I still think we're going to smash completely through, but we have broken now. So now it shows you that Link is going to outperform Bitcoin for the next month, 2 months in that sort of zone. So what do? Take a portion of Bitcoin, buy some Link. Same with Uni. But the exciting part about Uni is we've just smashed a very key resistance. So what you were saying the other day with PancakeSwap and Uni, it's very correct, right? And the charts are showing us the same thing. That people are still nervy a little bit with the exchanges, and these decentralized platforms are coming to use. And I think they are going to absolutely do amazing in this run. So same with Uni. Uni is smashing that, and there's the all-time high to the BTC pair. So we are getting to such main ground to say that Uni is going to outperform Bitcoin well in this next month, 2 months. We will update as we go. The next one is Aave. This is one that's going to give you guys the opportunity to test it out so you can work out your Bitcoin. But this one is coming in the next day. To say, I have some of my Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin that I have. I'm going to put 10% of my Bitcoin. and I'm going to buy into Aave. This is one that you're going to catch earlier than what we just got from Ethereum and from the rest. So obviously Litecoin is big, Chainlink is big, Ethereum is big, and Uni. That should be a good portion in your bags to make Bitcoin in this alt run.
I'm going to give you guys 2 wisdoms now, which are going to change your lives. So pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. 2 wisdoms which are going to change your life. The first wisdom that I want you to see is this wisdom over here. Let me share my screen with you guys and show you this wisdom over here. I know it seems obvious, but you got to see it. This is how much an iPhone cost in 2010. The cost of an iPhone 4 was 8.57 BTC. The cost of an iPhone 12 is 0.014 BTC. And this trend is going to continue. That is why the objective is not to collect or to get US dollars in this bull run, because your US dollars are going to be worthless. The same phone, in fact, a worse phone, an iPhone 4, cost 8.57 BTC, whereas an iPhone 12 cost 0.014 BTC. That is telling you that you need to get your money out of US dollars and get your money into Bitcoin in an altcoin run. That is what we're here for. Now, I think that I have uncovered a gem for you guys here. And it's not one gem, it's a trend of gems. If you look at what's been running lately, like Sheldon said, the big decentralized exchanges have been running. He said SushiSwap, Uniswap. What about the cross-chain dexes? We never hear about the cross-chain dexes. In fact, the first cross-chain dex that we discussed was Injective Protocol. But there are a whole lot of other cross-chain dexes. ThorChain, SwiftChain. There's many others that are AnySwap. There are many, many others. No one is talking about the cross-chain DEX protocols. No one's talking about them yet. Keep your eyes open for it. Keep your eyes open for it. I think that's going to explode. What do you think, Sheldon?
100%. And I think you need to give them to me today, Rand, so we can keep moving with the market. So tomorrow I can bring those coins to everyone so we can start shifting with the market to everything. I think that will be great. Awesome. So I think as we close up, the main ones that I want...
Let's do BAN because Fred's going here. He said, Fred, what did you say? He said irresponsibly long on BAN. We called BAN on our show a few days ago when they announced their Google partnership. We said, this is one that you should be looking at. What's BAN protocol doing?
Oh, that's beautiful. You know, this is at the point where we're going to get the breakout in the next day or two to the BTC pair. But this accumulation is just fantastic. What does accumulation form? It forms result. And what that can basically turn for us is the break of that resistance can take us all the way to the top 3 times 4. And you remember, I still see Bitcoin going up at that point. So the fact that you can still 3x your Bitcoin by being in BAN for the next 2 months and Bitcoin still rallying up just shows you the power of what we're actually doing.
Is it really going to go to the moon?
Oh, George. So what we have is this nice point over here. So the breakout here, set my alarm, set it in play, and the breakout for BAN is a beautiful call. But it's on its way. That was a shakeout event, which is good. And now the breakout is next for that as well. I saw the weekly has hit the bottom on stochastic. So BAN is looking brilliant. And that is preparation. This is where people have been stocking up for the next push up. So I think let's close it off with that. And for now, obviously, Injective is gone for now, but the guys that have it, you're about to make a lot of Bitcoin with Injective. We just broke all-time high to the BTC pair. So hold that strong. A lot of Bitcoin coming away. Litecoin, a must. Not massive amounts of your portfolio, but a good, just get a nice bag of that as well. There's good Bitcoin to be made there. Link, obviously, Uni. Aave is the one that's getting ready for us. So that one will come in the next 2 days. Sushi, definitely. ADA and BAN.
Ethereum. Hold, guys, just for the next couple of weeks, hold your base currency as Ethereum. Don't hold your base currency as Bitcoin. Hold your base currency as Ethereum. If we are right, you will be able to convert it back into Bitcoin and get more Bitcoin. I'm not saying we are definitely going to be right, but our thesis says that this is what we think. Sheldon, what a great show, my man. What a great show. Jeez.
And wow. I think to add to that, sorry, Ran, is we're also going to start trading a bit to Ethereum pairs. Because if Ethereum is going to outdo Bitcoin, why don't we start trading some alts to Ethereum as well? So I think it's powerful. Let's do that.
Let's go one step at a time. I mean, I'm not sure that our fishermen are ready to go fishing in the deep sea yet. I think we're still standing on the pier and throwing in the rods. Wow, what an amazing show. Guys, another amazing show coming up later. You guys asked for it, so you guys are going to get it. You asked me to bring Crypto Casey back. And so Crypto Casey and I are hosting a show together later on, 10 a.m. EST. We're taking a deep dive into the bull market. Massive dive into this bull market, looking at how long it'll last, where it'll end, what you should be buying. I know Casey's not the biggest fan of Cardano, and I'm a big fan of Cardano. So that's going to be huge debate today. Fred's nodding here. He's going, yeah, ready. All right, so guys, hold on a second. What do you say, Freddie? Oh, we're also going to be talking to the guys from UnoRe. And the reason why we're excited about these guys is because it's the first reinsurance play. So like this is like insurers insuring the insurance companies, and that's a reinsurance play. So guys, amazing show. Thank you guys for making it. We will be back 10 a.m. EST. Big monster show. Yesterday I gave you 8 calls. Today I'm going to give you another 8 calls at least. All depends on the number of likes. So for now, I'm Crypto Man Run. That's Sheldon, my sniper. We are both signing up, but we'll see you in a few hours. So if you're trading, guys, bring home the bags and trade well, my friends.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.